ndinoda kuti nyika isiwe vanhu vangu inguva yedu hatingatadzi kubudirira mwari ari parutivi pedu rambai muchirwa my hitters don't die and real hitters gon' shine and my people gon' rise cause we're born to it, I ain't saying but I'm saying
loyalty's my favorite characteristic of God, but finding it in it is hard. It's like trying to find God. You're the only one in your camp with cheese. You pay for everything they eat. Man, that insecurity is deep. Now I ain't said no names. These are just theories. If you hear me, baby, it's home. You must admit it's kind of eerie, baby. Like them chemtrails in the sky. Ain't the selling the slaves, kind of like the combines. We say everything in moderation, but don't do it in moderation. The lies of a gluttonous generation. 10-year-old girl in.
Well, grand rising, everybody. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. And of course, this is day 2 back here at the amazing Paramount Theater. So glad that we are here. Another shout out to STG. But we got a great show for y'all today, just like we did yesterday. Lots of great stories coming up for all of you. I'm excited because I get to start the top of the show with my guy, Big O. Later on in the show, we're going to be talking to Rex Kinney, who's over the education programs here for STG. So I can't wait to learn more about all of the amazing programs they have going on. We heard a little bit yesterday from Jack about the connection between the performing arts programs and education. So I'm so glad that Rex is in the building today. We also get to check in with my guy, my brother, Proof in the Play. Y'all know his show is on tonight, The Truth with Proof. And I get to wrap up the show with Wyking Garrett and learn all about what Africatown Community Land Trust is doing. They've been doing a lot of work, and it's been a minute since I was able to tap in with them, so I'm so glad he's here. But of course, this is the top of the show, you guys, so it's a great time for you to tag and share the stream. Go ahead. Tag and share the stream with folks you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on The Day with Trae from the Paramount Theater. Also, if you can't watch us and see the amazing theater, don't worry. We still got you covered. You can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. Y'all will find me there. Google, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, all of the platforms that are really catered to podcasting. I know we are there. So please reach out and check us out there if you can't watch us. But, you know, I got to get right into it, and always excited when I get to check in with my guy, Big O. Big O, what's up?
Trae Holiday.
Hey, great to be with you.
We've been at this for a while, huh?
Absolutely. It's always great to be back here, though, too. This is a huge deal.
No, it is a big deal. And actually, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I just wanted to pop in here real quick and, say thank you to Seattle Theater Group. Say thank you to Mary Saul and her team over there in community engagement, Alvin and the marketing team that's here. And of course, our guy Mason Sherry, who like 2 years in a row, it's like a teacher. You know what I'm saying? We're always, this theater runs the production and runs the house. And I mean, these guys are always so gracious to us here. And it's a wonderful opportunity. We always say that it's coming back home, you know what I'm saying, to the Paramount. And just want to really uplift the relationship that we have here. And I didn't think that there was any better way to sum that up. We have a video right here, Mr. Director, than to say thank you. And you actually said it best. Yeah, it says thank you. No?
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Trae Holiday, and I am so excited that Converge Media is doing another takeover at Paramount Theater. That's right. We're going to be there on the 24th and 25th of this month, and I am elated because we have a great relationship with STG and the whole team at Paramount, so I'm so excited for that. And y'all know this is personal for me because my daddy would be so proud to see his daughter's name on the marquee once again. One of the big moments that we were able to share before he passed was when he saw me right there on that stage presenting me with flowers. he and my mother are so proud of all the things that I've been able to do, and Paramount is a major part of that. So please join us, you guys, on the 24th and 25th. Get your tickets today by going to whereweconverge.com/Paramount. Be a part of our live studio audience as we make history once again.
You know, I think in that 60 seconds right there, you kind of really summarize the feeling that we have as a company towards Seattle Theater Group.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Not only is it, really personal for me, what I shared there, but, this is something that we said from the beginning was going to be the start of a beautiful, a long relationship. And I love to really experience their commitment to that relationship. And it's real. We are always, getting tickets, getting information, getting interviews. I mean, it's been continual in that regard, and they've really been intentional about it. And so I'm so glad to be back here because they said it in the beginning, and we said, look, we're going to hold you to it, right?
True.
We were like, hey, we don't, at Converge, we're serious about our partnerships. And so don't give us any lip service. We were talking about the chicken dinner. We're not here for it. And they've really been intentional about it.
Definitely 100%. So like I said, I just wanted to pop in here this morning and say that, and also acknowledge that, you know what, although Big Mike's not here, your name's back up there on the marquee. And I know that he's looking down real proud of you.
Oh, Mari, thank you so much. I definitely know it. And my family gave me their sentiments too about how special this is to them. So I really want to thank you for giving me this space to record that amazing commercial. And shout out to Ruben. What an amazing edit there. Honestly, want to give him a public shout out because I was not here when you guys filmed the commercial, but you made sure that I was able to infuse my own personal story into how much this means to me to be back here at the Paramount and for my name to be back on the marquee. Big O, thank you so much.
Welcome home.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, you guys, what a great way to start day 2 right here at the Paramount Theater. We're going to continue as we hear from Rex Kinney, who is up next. He's going to be telling us all about the education programs here for STG. You guys stay tuned. After this short break, you're watching The Day with Trae.
Hey guys, Basic Gordon here, and before heading to Belize, Trae Holiday and I had to make sure we linked up with our good friends over at Market Street Shoes to, of course, grab a few things for the trip. From bags to socks, shoes, sunglasses, earrings, and more. Before going on any trip, make sure you stop at Market Street Shoes. Trust me, you'll find just what you need to make your trip not only enjoyable, but fashionable.
COVID-19 hurt my income, my health, and my family. We were about to lose our home when we heard we might be eligible for homeowner assistance funds from the government. We called 1-877-894-HOME, and a housing counselor stepped in, talked to our lender, and saved our home. Federal funding details at washingtonhalf.org. That's washingtonhaf.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and I just heard about this, so y'all know I got to go to it because we've been telling y'all for over a week to get your tickets to be a part of the live studio audience here at the Paramount. Let's cut to our live studio audience cam. What's up, all of y'all out there? Look, we got people in the building today, and you guys will be hearing them as they want to cheer. I don't know if you'll hear them sniffle, but you know what I mean? We have box of tissues nearby just in case we have that moment. But I'm also really excited to sit down now with Rex Kinney from STG. What's up, Rex?
Hi, good morning. Thank you.
Hey, yeah, thank you so much for coming on today. As a part of our, partnership and relationship with STG, it's so great for us to have moments like this to really share the great work that y'all are doing. And, Jack set it up nicely for you today, threw you a good alley hoop, talking about how so much of what he does in his role when it comes to performing arts programs, that it's really connected to the education as well. Tell us a bit about your role and what it means for you to be doing that work in community here at STG.
Yeah, thank you for having me this morning. And it's such a wonderful opportunity for me to talk about the work that we're doing through our education and community engagement department. And I would say my role for our department is to oversee all of our education programs that go through our organization. So things from workshops to residencies to matinees that we invite our youth and community to as well. And looking at all of our programming through our Broadway season, as well as our performing our season dance series as well, finding engagements for them.
Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine, though, that so much of your work is really connecting to folks who are doing similar work in community, right? So that they can be connected to SDG and what you all are doing here. Tell us a bit about how you develop those kinds of partnerships to make sure young folks do know about the matinees, that, folks are actually intrigued and informed and being engaged in what you all are doing for education here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Jack mentioned about our community work. And I feel like community is such an integral part of what we do here at STG and specifically our department. As an organization, we are striving to be the people's theater where all are welcome, right? And I think one of the ways in order for us to do that is to really keep our community in mind and finding opportunities for folks to engage with us. And sometimes it's not about engaging with us coming to our shows here in the venues and seeing that. It's about us connecting to the community. So that folks that may not necessarily know who Seattle Theater Group is, that they can get to know us through the programs we have in the community, our partnerships that we have, and really finding those great organizations that fit within what we're trying to strive for here at STG to elevate our participants, our youth, and our community to give them a great experience.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about ways to measure success, right, when it comes to your role and what you do here, what are some of the things that really stick out to you in terms of being like, oh my God, we had a lot of engagement there, or wow, we had a lot of youth come out for this matinee? How are some of the ways that you really gauge, the effectiveness of what you're doing out here to bring community into this space?
Yeah, and sometimes, the impact is not necessarily about the numbers, right? Yeah. It's about how that experience has been meaningful to them, and seeing all of our participants come through our programs and seeing the joy, the happiness, and seeing that growth, the trajectory of that from the first day that they come to one of our sessions that are over a week long, and to seeing them grow by the end of the week. And also when we bring our youth matinees, when we have our community members, our school groups come to see our shows here in our theaters, for them to see all of the vibrant community that we have here represented on stage, that's huge, right? For the youth to be able to see themselves on stage, to have that opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, it was always such a big deal for me as a young person. And I talk about, being a theater kid and, all of the things that I've done in my youth. And that was so important to me. And I didn't realize as a young person, the intentionality actually that it takes to be sure that there are diverse casts out here showcasing stories that, we grew up loving. I think about some of the amazing ways that I've seen, representation grow over the years. When you think about for yourself and, your culture, tell us a bit about personally what that means to you, because, being here in a space, I think you also are a representation of that intentionality for STG. But just tell us a bit about, how that diversity that you've been able to experience with different shows that come here, how that really impacts you.
Yeah, definitely. And part of that is our programming department has done such a fabulous job this year of really bringing in what we have here in the Northwest, but what else is missing as well. And in terms of our education and community department, we look at some of our programs like More Music at the More and Dance This, and finding that as a platform to highlight the different communities that are here, the different cultural communities, to talk about the background, the culture through music, through dance, and that commonality is important when you're learning something new. You know, even for myself as well. I'm not only a person who is running these programs, but I'm learning about them myself. So it's great.
Yeah, I think that that's the great part about it that I've been able to experience as well is having people that I know participate in these programs. I mean, Jack mentioned Ailey Camp, and you just mentioned Dance This, and my goddaughter, she is one of the dancers for Northwest Tap Connection, but she was at Ailey Camp. She was a part of Dance This through Northwest Tap. She's had some great exposure. And so I'm always telling my oldest son was like, Mom, I'm an athlete. It's not for me, because I'm like, let me get you in the theater, son. But my younger son is really excited about it. And I remember one of the first shows he saw was, through the Teen Summer Musical. And that was huge for him. He's like, oh my gosh. And we went home and he said, Mom, I want to do that. And I was like, oh my God, yay. I have a theater baby. I was excited. But I think, when as a parent, I'm always thinking about how can I expose my children to shows that are coming here so that they can get an understanding of what it means, to be on stage, to do something different, to have that creative side that they get to really, build upon and like learn from by seeing it on stage. So diversity really is huge. I mean, when you think about, what it takes to ensure that people know about what you guys are doing, that is where I think, we appreciate the relationship at Converge, because we're like, how can we be, helpful in that? Because we want to bring our community along and bring them in. But it also means you guys have to have other partnerships. So tell us a bit about how that, kind of integrates with your role.
Yeah, absolutely. One example of that is our Broadway Inclusion Program, which we work with our neurodivergent and disabled community members to bring a musical theater program. So they learn music and dance, and we tie it in with our Broadway season. So they get to learn inspired material from the Broadway shows that are coming through. We offer a live stream option of that, but we also, now that we're coming out of COVID and hopefully bringing things in person, we rely on our partners as well. So we're happy to partner with three amazing organizations this year, one being at North Shore Wrangler in Bothell, Summit Community Center as well, and as well as Friendship Adventures. So those organizations that really help elevate the work that they're doing, but also collaborating with us so that way we can provide these opportunities for their community members.
Yeah, this right there, that's what I'm talking about, Rex. It's like there has to be a way that you guys are really diving into community to make these programs, not just successful, but to really embed yourself in community. And I know that, we heard from board members the last time we were here. We heard from, leadership about that being a real thorough line. Like, you guys are very specific to say, as you just called it, this is the people's theater. You want people to feel, included here, for it to be that inclusive space, but it means that you have to work at it, right? And so I really appreciate hearing some of that from you. When we think about some of the things that you look forward to, in your role and what you're able to bring in terms of that impact in community, what are some of those things for you that you really like, you take home with you and it resonates with you in a way to be like, man, I'm just grateful that I get to do this kind of work? What are some of those nuggets of joy for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's learning about the community that we have here and that I'm not too familiar of, and just expanding my lens. I love that, and working with such amazing artists from those communities to, again, not only are they partaking their knowledge onto our youth, which is such an amazing and important part of what we do, but also inspiring me to provide an opportunity and a platform for them to share their story. And that's what we're all about, is sharing our stories.
Yeah, it's true. I had asked Jack this. I got to ask you. I mean, when you think about your career path, tell us a bit about some of those pieces that you really led you to where you are today with STG, because it's a huge role that you have to fill here when you talk about the intentionality in community, bringing in community partnerships, having people be engaged in the education programs here. What was your pathway to get to where you are today, Rex?
Yeah, well, I was born in the Philippines. My family immigrated here when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and really found an interest in arts and specifically dance. And I just followed that path. I started also in my older years choreographing and teaching for different organizations and studios, and I was coaching a high school dance team for over 20 years. Wow. Of that. So through those experiences led me to working with STG as a teaching artist, and now managing some of the programs that I had worked under. And so it's just following the opportunities and the doors and saying yes to everything, to soak up all of the knowledge, and really grateful for that.
Yeah. This is a thing for me is, really being able to say yes and to grow and to be willing to grow and not be stagnant in anything that makes me feel comfortable. Right. So I just appreciate that you said that. Of course, I got to give you a second here to look right into that camera, make sure folks know how to plug in if they are, maybe have an education program and their kids are not knowing about the matinees. How do they get connected with you so that they can be partners with STG?
Yeah, definitely. Well, certainly make sure that you check out our website, stgpresents.org/ACE. You'll find a plethora of all of our programs. Specifically, I want to mention our More Music at the More program is an amazing program that we are seeking young musicians to be part of this year's 22nd annual. So if you know a young or emerging artist, I think 14 to 21, certainly reach out to us.
Absolutely. Rex, thank you so much for taking some of your time to be with me today on The Day with Trae. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Trae.
Absolutely. Oh, great discussion already. You guys, we got the juices flowing, and they're going to continue because I get to actually sit down with my brother, Proof in the play. Y'all know him from Truth with Proof. He is actually here in the building, and I have known him for over 20 years. Trust me, I know we have a lot to discuss. Stay tuned after this short break. You do not want to miss this. You're watching The Day with Trae.
I did it for the city. I did it for the love. I did it for the people. I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu, and I'm that spitter, baby. They don't want you to see, but everybody's south of Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and plan to getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
That Trae season is here, a real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that, hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz, and I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace.
The truth with proof, the truth with proof. If you nice with the sports, then he swooping through. He gon' highlight you. Ain't nobody live like us, fly like us. We gon' find you, put the city behind you. Let us know you got skills, we gon' be at a game. In the Northwest, we reppin' the city where it rain.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Day with Trae. I promise you, as soon as he sat down, we're already getting started. The laughs are going to flow. I am so excited that I get to welcome my brother from another mother, Truth with Proof in the play in the building. What's up, Proof?
What's going on, sis? How you feel?
Hey, you know what? I'm feeling great. And, I said it. I was like, they're like, oh, man, we're going to have some of our Converge team. I said, I don't care what happens. I'm sitting with Proof. That's it. Like, I need to sit with my brother. We have talked about doing things that really are, about who we are.
Yeah.
And I remember when you first picked up the camera, bro, I just want to go back to those moments of you being like, you know what? Like, I'm going to shoot through the lens. I'm going to be here on the field. I'm going to be in the court. I'm going to be in the community with my camera. People really got to know you through you being everywhere. Tell us a bit about that for you, because I came through and I'm like, proof is everywhere.
Yeah. First of all, I got to give a big shout out to you. Thank you for letting me on your show.
Of course.
And second, thank you for being my friend for over 20 years, like 20 plus years. When I first got here, you was one of my first friends. You showed me my home that I was living, you know. Yeah. You showed me my community.
We sure did.
And I appreciate that, because that made me the man that I am right now. And you were into all of this talk shows and theater. And I mean, you know, I was just a witty person, just was hanging with you, you know, and supporting what you were doing. When you came back, you was like, yo, you're everywhere. Where you doing right now? You know, I went through a divorce, and it was a trying time in my life. And I kind of think the camera chose me. You know, I went on a date, and she kept talking about her son so much. I wanted to see the film about it. But she had like 10 minutes worth of reel. I was like, yo, I don't know if I could deal with 10 minutes worth of reel to try to get one highlight. I don't know, you know. So she sent it to me, and I started editing, and that's how I kind of blossomed into that. You know, I gained so much confidence. My camera saved my life.
Yeah.
You know, it was my own world. It was the way for me to pave or capture a moment the way I wanted to tell it. So I didn't really know I was no artist or no photographer. I finally got a camera. Big shout out to Jeremy Petty too, man. He Mr. Petty, Jerome Petty, man. He invested in me. You know, that's why I love community so much. It's because, you know, people take chances on you, you know, and you don't know who will take a chance on you, you know. And Mr. Petty from Cleveland, big shout out to Cleveland, Mr. Petty. But he gave me my first camera. You know, he wanted Jerome to get a mixtape, and I edited it. And I was like, man, all I need is a camera. I didn't know what kind of camera or nothing. Somebody said T6i. I said, yeah, that's what I wanted. And he gave it to me, man. And since forward, man, it's my own world. This proof is in the play. I'm always proving it to myself in the mirror first that I can do something. You know, I fell down so much that now it's just, I'm up right now. You know what I mean? I'm all the way up.
No, you are all the way up, and you are all the way live. And I probably need the tissues close by me, because we haven't been able to do this on camera. We talk a lot off camera, but we have not been able to do this on camera. And
No.
I remember coming to your house, and you were doing a podcast episode, and I was like, look at this guy. I was just so in awe of you giving to yourself, brother, and like you being like, nah, no matter what, I'm gonna find a way to pick up the pieces. I'm gonna be plugged in. And then when we started going out into community together, you're right. Like when Proof first got here, y'all, he didn't know nobody. He was like, what's good? And I was like, Proof, come on, we're gonna go around all the community hubs. We're gonna, you know, make sure you know all the people. And then years later, I come through, you know, and everybody knew you. And I'm like, oh, look, you kept that going, right? You really did keep it going. But you were like, nah, I think you were one of the people that I felt like saw the brilliance in so much of what was going on within our community. Tell us a bit about that, because you really used your camera. Then you had the podcast. You're showcasing local, you know, rappers and artists and MCs and young kids. I mean, you were like somebody who said, you know what? I'm not waiting for nobody else to capture this when we talk about our stories. Just tell us a bit about what that means to you.
I feel like our history is our pride, and I think we need to capture that more often. I think, you know, what made me prideful is, you know, reading about Malcolm X and seeing pictures of him in his power. All our greats in their powerful days, they always had somebody to tell the tale or to capture the moment at that present moment in time. And I felt like Seattle didn't have it at that point. You know, I seen so much greatness in so many people, you know, and it really started out. Shout out to all my baller homies. You know, you guys all know who y'all are. You know, it's been a lot of baller homies. There's anybody that dribbled a basketball in the last 10 to 15 years. It ain't, I've seen.
Yeah.
If they have been dribbling a basketball, they under a rock. I promise you. I've been to every gym from Vancouver to Vancouver, just watching these kids develop and seeing their greatness. But that's why I started. I wanted to capture the moments. I wanted to make sure it was our narrative, not somebody else's narrative that was trying to tell our narrative. I seen so much power and so much greatness in us. So I just wanted to capture it. Then when we always have conversations. You was like, yo, bro, you're an artist. You know that? And I was like, hell you talking about, man? I'm just, in my own world. And I had to, embrace that, and shout out to the Converge family, everybody here. Like, you guys are making me embrace my greatness. I'm always seeing greatness in everybody else, but I'm embracing my own greatness now, so it feels good.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that too, because there was such a whole story behind you really crafting the Truth with Proof. And I remember as you were thinking about names and I'm like, man, that's it. You came up with that one. I'm like, that's the one. Like, that's golden. But now you've already been interviewing so many people. I keep hearing about all the food that you keep bringing on the show.
Proof of the food.
I
Look,
keep hearing about all the amazing food.
Yeah. Listen. You want to look at people. I love everybody.
Right.
First of all, let's let that be known. But I rated 1 through 5. Okay, come in there with your best now. Don't come in there with nothing less. But I've been having some great, amazing business people. People of that's starting their business slow, but I can see brick and mortars in their future. I just didn't know it was so many great cooks around, and great people that can do cooks. My whole vision right now is to see more restaurants and more places that we can go eat that looks like us. I definitely want some more breakfast spots and some, things of that nature. But it's so great to see greatness. When you're around greatness, you can't hide around your greatness. You got to either step in your greatness or you're going to have to stay in the shadows for a while and let them play. And I ain't going to never be on the bench. I'm always try to be in the game,
I love it, brother.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for embracing that, because, we met in the halls of Seattle Central.
Hello.
And I promise you back then, it was like we just clicked immediately. And ever since then, you've always been such a trusted friend for me. But to see you take yourself to another level with the Truth with Proof and Converge, you've gone all over the place. I saw you with Danny Glover.
Hello.
Look,
did you see me with Danny?
Hey, I saw you with Danny.
I cheers with Danny.
Did y'all see him with Danny? He was with Danny.
You know. But, Lethal Weapon, I was with him.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
But I mean, that's the kind of things, the doors that open to you when you're talking about leveling up, stepping into your greatness and everything like that. I mean, when you think about longevity and impact, we both are parents. And so a lot of my drive is about my sons, right? And I talk about it all the time, but it's such a huge deal for me to be like, what can I be doing to ensure that they understand greatness? So tell us a bit about you as a parent and kind of that next generation, not only just your kids, but as you said, all the youth that you connect with out here in the community. How important is it for you to be doing what you do so they can really see it and see it come through?
Well, I just want them to see me working hard so they know they have to work hard for it too. This just didn't happen. I love what I do. And it didn't matter if we was in a Paramount or in a brick building in a corner somewhere. As long as we were doing what I love to do, it don't feel like work like that. Yeah. So, I would tell all of them, like, I'm trying to live a legacy more than I live a property. Mm-hmm. So, when people say you got to own the land, I really believe that. We got to have some legacy too. They got to know their history. They got to be prideful in that. I feel pride when my daughter says, Proof in the play. That's my dad. Yeah. So it's different for me, because I don't want to think that I have to own the land all the time. You know what I mean? I want to have a legacy so when I'm gone, they still have something to remember me by, not just dirt and rubbish. I want them to remember me by some greatness too. So, hey. But it is important to own the land. We do need to own the land. Make sure you understand that. When I talk about the youngsters, they're losing the pride and the traditions of being who they are. And I want them to understand who they are. So first, understand who you are and be prideful in that. And being whoever you are, be prideful in that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a powerful message. And, it's something that I share with my sons. When I think about, the ways of the world, there's so many different kinds of conversations I need to have with them, right? And that's really important. And also creating, you know, all of this so that they can see the example of it. When we think about some of the things that you're excited about for your show as it grows, I just want you to be able to tell me about that, because I know it's coming up tonight. We're gonna make sure you tell people at the end of this, you know, how they catch up with you. But tell us a bit about, you know, as it grows and the more people you're able to connect with, just some of the things that you're really looking forward to.
Man, I've been living the dream. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And I'm living I'm trying to live in the moment so much. I have wore a suit for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to hold an Emmy that was ours, you know. Now I'm trying to strive to see how I can get my own within this team right now. So we got more Emmys to get. So we got to keep working hard at that. What I'm looking forward to, basketball season's about to come up. If anybody know Proof in the Play, they know I'm on somebody's baseline somewhere, filming, taking pictures of basketball. I want to make sure I give all my baller homies the encouragement to know they can make their dreams come true. But they got to see just as hard as I work, they just got to work just as hard as I do, maybe twice as hard because you're younger. So, you know, what I'm looking forward to, the roundup. Big shout out to Shaylon Cuddy. We're going to be out there. I guess I'm going to tell y'all now. We're going to try to do pregame shows for the games of the week. So we're going to be there and have pregame and have all of that good stuff for them, trying to have the player of the games. We're trying to encourage these kids and make sure they're ready for the media when they get to their dreams. I don't want them to be unprepared when their dreams are right there in front of them for the opportunity to grab it. So, you know, they need media training, and why not be Proof in the Play trying to interview them so they can get prepared for that. So it's a lot of things that, you know, I'm excited for. But more importantly, I'm just excited to keep learning, keep growing. As long as I got my camera in my hand, I think I'm going to be all right, though.
Yeah, no, you absolutely will. And, you know, and now you can even add, you know, as long as there's a camera around capturing what you're doing, you know what I mean?
Around. Because, you know, the Truth or Proof is coming on tonight, too. You know?
Look right
make
there.
Sure we understand
yeah,
that.
You tell them right there in that camera how they catch up with you.
Listen, ladies, gentlemen, children, boys, and girls, whatever you go by, Truth or Proof is on tonight, every Tuesday at 8:30. We have just greatness. I want to see everybody's greatness. And so if you know greatness that's around you and you think they need to be interviewed, please contact me. I'm always easy to get around. You know, you can always go Proof at Converge. WhereWeConverge.com if you want to email me. But like I said, man, the Truth or Proof, we got a whole bunch of Factors TVs. I see Weird at Night in the building. I see a whole bunch of my Converge family in here. You know what I mean? So I feel comfortable in here. And just know that we working hard, man. We ain't just settling off for that one Emmy we had, you know? We going to get some more. You hear me?
Yeah,
for sure.
You hear me?
You hear me, though? Hey, man, and you know, I know y'all see the afro. Usually I got waves with a little shag, but you know, D-Pick, man, I'm telling you, I'm growing it out for you. You know what I mean? This is my last hoorah growing hair. So I'm going to grow it out for you. You know what I'm saying? And big shout out and RIP to D-Pick and Caleb, man. You know, we're going to live on. You hear me?
Yeah.
We're going to live on. The marathon got to continue.
That's right. You're so right. And I love to know that because, you know, growing it out for D-Pick, I know he's like, get it, Proof. You know,
because he know I don't want to do all of that. You know what I mean? I keep the little shag in the back, you know, business in the front, party in the back. No longer that. You know what I mean? Right. I gotta make sure I do something for D-Pick just to keep reminding me of his greatness because, you know, he left an impact on me. So I got to keep reminding me of my greatness. And now I got to go through the ugly stage of the afro and all of that good stuff. But, you know, I'm going to love it.
You're going to be ready. You're going to be ready. Man,
what?
Brother, thank you so much for being here and giving me time today. This was so amazing. I love you so much and just so proud of you. Keep on growing.
Oh, no, we got to grow together.
That's
man.
it.
Like we've been doing for 20 plus
That's
years.
It. Absolutely. Oh my goodness, you guys, all love up in here in the Paramount Theater. And that love is going to continue because a huge mentor of mine is coming to the set right now after this short break. You guys, Wyking Garrett is in the building, president and CEO of Africatown Community Land Trust. He's taught me so much. I'm so glad I get to check in with him and all the amazing work he's doing. Stay tuned after this short break, y'all. You're watching The Day with Trae.
blast. The whole block blowing horns, that's that Jackson jazz. You swinging blue notes, that's a Mobby pass. More shots than karate class. I can hear the blues when the shotty blast. The whole block blowing horns, that's that Jackson jazz.
I told you guys, man, we coming with it, man. We nonstop.
COVID-19 hurt my income, my health, and my family. We were about to lose our home when we heard we might be eligible for homeowner assistance funds from the government. We called 1-877-894-HOME, and a housing counselor stepped in, talked to our lender, and saved our home. Federal funding details at washingtonhalf.org. That's washingtonhaf.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and joining me right now is one of the busiest brothers I know, Wyking Garrett from Africatown Community Land Trust. What's up?
Peace. You know, that's positive energy, activating constant elevation, because we need it right now.
We need it right now.
We need the light. We got to tap in. You know, we on a downbeat. It's a little dark, so we got to find that light within, man, and keep it going right now. So thank you, you know, for constantly being a light every morning. You lighten up the screen, you know, with positive energy. It's much appreciated, you know, the Converge team keeping it going. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mean, look, okay. So we're talking about being at the Paramount, and I was like, you know what? I gotta. It's been a long time. I haven't been able to sit with you on camera. Anyway, we do a lot behind the scenes, y'all, because it's a lot of work to keep the energy alive. But you know, really, you've been doing so much work. You and the teams that you've built. You guys just recently, you know, really celebrated a year with the new homes, and I'm like, that year went by so fast. But also, you know, groundbreaking on Africatown Plaza, opening up William Grove Center. You know, furthering other development projects throughout the city. This is really huge because starting off at ACLT in my line of community work, I learned and gained so much, and I will always be an ambassador for the work y'all do. I just wanted to give you some time to really share with the audience some of the work behind what they may see as the outward effects of all that work. Just tell us a bit about how it's been for you to be building these teams and seeing all of this stuff come through to fruition, from idea to actualization.
I think you just said it. You know, it's all about, you know, starting with an image in. You know, we got to imagine, right, and then design and build what we want to see. You know, it's really just making space for our brilliance to express itself. You know, the answers are among us, the solutions are among us. You know, the ability is among us. And, you know, with Africatown, it's really about making space for our beauty, our brilliance, and the best of our lessons, our legacies, to be able to be brought forth into the future. I know, you know, Converge, or Big O is big on that. He's always honoring the media, you know, pioneers that came before and paved the way. And so just, you know, creating space with whatever we have, we work with that. You know, that's what innovation is, you know, making a way out of no way, but knowing that there's always a way, you know, within us. Again, that infinite resource within us. That's why they call it soul music, soul food. They gave us nothing, we made something. So we just tapped in, you know, that spirit of Sankofa, looking back to go forward, right? And so we've been building. This is not new. Yeah. We're just, you know, tapping into that aspect that maybe we haven't had the space to do so much, you know. And so again, just seeing, like, you know, this show right here, just having a little space, Black Dot, and knowing that we got brilliance in our community, and Big O responding and coming up with ideas, and just, you know, having a little space. And look, it's, you know, now it's at the Paramount. It's not in the Black Dot Underground. So, I mean, I think that's what it is, you know, creating a space, tapping in. It's so many people, right, that bring something that makes it. And I know, you know, again, the Converge is big on that too. You know, everyone bringing something to the potluck, and then we all can eat, right? So that's what the work is, you know, and then just learning, right? We always got to do the knowledge and go investigate and do the research, and nothing is beyond us, right? And we should expect that we can have things that we've had, things that are, you know, good in the world that others have. We should feel entitled to having those same things for us, for ourselves. So, you know, that's just, I guess, some of the mindset. It all starts with our mindset.
Yeah.
All with our mindset.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before too, the importance of, you know, understanding some of the values and the principles that, you know, our communities have always been built on. You know, Proof was talking about legacy. And I know that that's a huge part of how, you know, Africatown has really foundationally done its work, is building off of those legacies. And we, you know, we talk about it all the time here at Converge, and we're, you know, in the studio, we have that amazing wall to really remind us of that and what we stand on. But, you know, you recently were able to give this message and talk about what you do on a big stage as one of STG's, you know, theaters at the Moore when Amanda Seales came. And I just want to ask you about that as well, because, you know, she was so intentional in every city that she went to make sure she was tapping in with the brilliance in community. When you talk about brilliance, tell us a bit about that moment for you, being able to be on that stage with a jam-packed audience, you know, coming there for Amanda Seales show, but they get to learn about Africatown. And I think you were like, wait, you know, people know us. That's really cool. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, it definitely, you know, shout out to Amanda Seales, you know, formerly Amanda Diva. I mean, we, you know, built a relationship, you know, her coming to the city. I mean, again, just making space for Black genius and seeing her genius. And she is really like multi-platform, you know, creative genius. And so as things come around full circle, you know, the opportunity was presented. And yeah, with the real, I mean, like walking in, everybody kind of knew already, was like, that was a very, I guess you could say, fulfilling or gratifying moment, because, you know, so many times that we're just burning that midnight oil, you know, with the hope that people really can feel it, you know, and appreciate it. And, you know, I think everyone that's an entrepreneur and you know, has any type of vision that they work towards, sometimes it can feel like, is it, you know, is it really,
is it moving? Is it creating that impact?
Yeah.
Right.
So that was good. And it was a dope show.
Yeah.
That show was like, was good, you know. So yeah, just again, that's what we want to be normalized. That's what we want to normalize space for, that anywhere you go, any day of the week, you can find and tap into positive energy, Black brilliance, Black genius, Black creativity, right? Be inspired, contribute yours. It's always an exchange, right? An intercourse, right? And that's what creates new. Like when we look at the past and we interact with that, and then we're in the present, then we create futures, right? And that's what we want our young people to be able to be immersed in, right? And tap into our stories. There's some powerful stories just in our local community, let alone if we start going national and international, right? So, you know, just really changing our operating system. You know, we got to tap in, change that operating system. You know, we got some viruses in our software that's been, you know, we've been hacked and, you know, and all of that kind of stuff for a while. And so some disruptive stuff has got in, but we just got to, you know, reset and understand that we've done a lot of things before. So we always who we were, you know, and so we just want to make sure that we're focused on being the greatest that we can be. And again, it takes space, you know, it takes space. You need some space and some time to be able to tap in and express that aspect.
Well, you know, I really appreciate that you said that. And one of the things that I really wanted to talk about with you is, you know, your name is known way throughout this city, throughout this state. And I mean, from a ground level, you know, if I'm talking to somebody and your name comes up, they go, oh man, you know, this is how he impacted my life. You have done a lot of work to, you know, have conversations with young people, to tap in. You brought your brilliance to so many different avenues throughout. And when we think about, you know, DPIC, you know, what we lost in this community, I wanted to really give a moment here for you and I to really talk about how important that is, because as you are doing these major development projects, you always still find time to, like, all right, coaching a baseball team, okay, being here for these young people and talking to them. When we think about the next generations, because you are also a father as well, that matters so much in terms of how you approach this work. Just tell us a bit about how much that means to you to always be a thorough line of how you see the importance and value of what you bring to the city.
That's a hard one, you know. It's a hard one.
Love you, Joaquin. Hmm.
Yeah, buildings don't build community, you know, people do. And we just gotta be the light, you know. It's hard, you know, when you see, you know, you see the greatness emerging, you see the seeds sprouting, you see everything in a sense that, you know, that we're striving to make space for, and then it just gets snatched like that. And, you know, we know that we're all just passing through, right? In this physical form, it's a limitation, it's a time, you know, but it's still rough. It's still rough, you know, and I just want to, you know, send love out to Kiana, the family, everyone. You know, then we lost Caleb, Isabel, you know. And those are two bright lights, you know, and just the whole situation is it's pretty close, you know, and I know it's sensitive for everybody right now, but we have to change the operating system, you know. Who put us on demon time? Mm. You know, we got to get off that demon time, you know. We got to get on the God time. You know, we got to really understand who we are, you know, and stop getting tricked, you know, out of our minds in a lot of ways, right? Because we seeing the ramifications, you know. I don't hear a bunch of noise about let's stop the promotion of, you know, the words about black, you know, murder and denigrating black women and poisoning black youth. No one's losing, you know, endorsement deals for that.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to take responsibility for ourselves to really speak, you know, the life, you know, to speak the truth into our children, into our youth. You know, we got to think about our language environments, our words. You know, words have power. You know, and right now is a time to speak something else into existence. You know, and then we have to be the word at the same time. And I think, you know, Devon Pickett Jr., D Pick, he really embodied that. You know, we had a lot of, you know, conversations, and he was understanding and embracing his power and ascending in his greatness and his divine, you know, existence, his supreme existence. And you know, that transcends his physical, right? And so I hope that others can, you know, tap into that energy, you know, be that energy, keep that legacy, that life, keep it living, you know. As long as we keep speaking it, keep being it, keep connecting our young people to these, you know, positive legacies, we can see a transformation, you know. And you know, that's the what we have to do. That's the focus. I'm getting a little, you know, off because I had things to say, but it's just a hard one, man. You know, back to back. You know what I'm saying? Back to back to back. We've taken a lot of L's in our community, in our city, for such a small population. A lot of people, we know each other. You know, we know the parents. We went to school. We coached them. You know, and you know, not even just through the, you know, homicides, but suicide. You know, it's a lot of things that, you know, we got to get our minds back. We got to take our minds back. We got to stop turning our children's minds over to these destructive, you know, forces. And that's really what the most important aspect of our work is about, is really, you know, showing our young people, you know, our children, our fruit, our best part, you know, the greatness within them. So I think I might be off the question a little bit,
no. You answered it.
That's what it is. We got to reset. We got to get off that demon time. You know, it's Black God energy. We got to, you know, being a source of life. They done tricked us into being a, you know, source of our own death and destruction, you know, and we got to just rise above, get above that. We can rise above that. You know, that's what the Banu Bird, you mentioned the Banu home, community home, which is a new, just a 1-year-old, and it's called enhanced shelter program. We call it a community home, focused on reducing the overrepresentation of Black men in the houseless population. They're overrepresented, underserved, and we chose the Banu, which is really more the origins of what people commonly known as the phoenix. The phoenix represents, you know, the rising from your ashes. That's a Greek word. Banu is a, you know, Egyptian or Kemetic word, and it's about returning.
Yeah.
You know, returning and self-creation, rebirth, you know, and rising up. And so that's what our work is really all about: regenerating our positive legacies, looking at where we've been our best, and saying that's what we want to emanate. Not that we all gonna have ups and downs. That's life, right? That's the journey. But we want to look at, you know, to go to my brother Proof, you know, when was that last great game? That's the game that we wanna reflect and emanate.
Yeah, well, I just gotta say, I mean, I appreciate you, you know, being transparent here, and for me, you really are such a great example for everyone, not just men and young people, but people in general. You have really dedicated yourself to building up this community and to really reflecting the brilliance within, that godhood within, in a way that I've experienced personally as you have poured into me. And I just want to thank you publicly, Wyking, for that, for being that example. It is so necessary right now as we talk about the times we've been in for a very long time. But you have always been very much foundational in this community. And I had to give you that right here in this amazing platform, on this stage, in this place, because honestly, I have experienced it personally. You poured into me, you've poured into my children, you poured into so many other families and their children. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. And I can never thank you enough, because you always do it. And you always see the brilliance in all of us. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work. Please look right there before I continue to be a bubbling, crying mess. Look right there in that camera. Yeah, please make sure folks know how to tap in with you and the amazing work that you're doing.
So Africatown Community Land Trust, Africatown SCA on social media. Wyking Builds on social media, africatownlandtrust.org. Yeah, tap in, don't tap out, man. You know, it's it might be hard, but we gotta. That's the only option we got, because a lot of people poured into me, you know, and we got to keep paving the way, and we could do it. So, you know, tap in, don't tap out. That's what it is. Peace.
There it is. Tap in, don't tap out. Oh my goodness, you guys. Amazing, amazing time. I get to wrap up after this short break. We're going to just make sure we have time for the next show. But stay tuned right after this. You guys are watching The Day with Trae.
Within sports, you learn so many life lessons that'll help you be successful in any area that you plan to pursue. So I remember being a kid in Spokane and going to camps like this with my friends and just having a blast, and that's really when I fell in love with this game. Hopefully, we're doing the same and inspiring some of these kids to keep going on this journey.
Especially as a girl growing up, like you see a lot of boys at these camps, but like just seeing like more and more girls start at a younger age, it makes me happy.
We had to have funding, right? We cannot do this work without the necessary resources available so that our kids can thrive. Without resources, we can't see kids play and play to their potential.
How we can ensure that basketball in our communities is sustainable. Funding is a big part of it. I think working with the right groups, and this was the opportunity I think that kick-started that, and we're really excited about any opportunities to just keep moving it forward.
It was just an awesome opportunity to show what this community can do and what basketball energy they can bring. Being able to work with the Seattle Sports Commission, work with the King County Play Equity Coalition, we were able to bring big basketball energy to Tukwila Community Center and hopefully use this as a launching point and able to get more funding for them in the future.
The kids get to see me, get to see, all the rest of the guys who did it all in the area of Washington, Seattle area. So being able to give back to them and let them know that, they can chase their dreams too.
This is a fundamental right of all kids, that they have the right to play, which isn't always available to all of our kids in our communities.
We got next to ensure kids always have a place to play, compete, and have fun.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Day with Trae. I got to give a huge shout out to all of the guests on day 2 right here at the Paramount Theater. Of course, always great to sit with Big O as we talked about our appreciation for this amazing partnership with Converge and STG. Again, thank you, STG, for allowing us to have another Converge takeover and be in the building. Great shout out to Rex Kinney, the education programs director here, who is working to make sure that community knows what's going on in terms of all the amazing education they have going on here. Also, I got to give a huge shout out to my brother, Proof in the Play. Oh my gosh, what an amazing story he has. And make sure you guys check out his show on Converge Media tonight at 8:30. And amazing, heartwarming, heartfelt welcome and thank you to Wyking Garrett for being who he is in community and all the work that he's doing. I got to give y'all a thank you, though, because of course, y'all know I want you to be inspired by all the amazing guests that were on today. Be inspired as you guys hear all of the amazing stories that we share on Converge on all of our platforms, because honestly, when you are inspired, you do something about it, and you do what? You see yourself as a part of the solution. Y'all know I'm going to be having a great show tomorrow. I look forward to having you guys join me, but thank you for being with me on this amazing 2-day journey here at the Paramount Theater. And for me, until tomorrow at 11 a.m., peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.